Now calling to order a special meeting of City Council Thursday, December 19th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilman Rogancy.
Here.
Councilman Dwyer.
Here.
Councilwoman McGee. Here. Councilman Boyke is absent. Councilman Noonan.
Here.
Councilman Lafferty.
Here.
Councilwoman Moore is present. Motion to excuse Councilman Boyke.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item.
Next item, adoption of the agenda acknowledging receipt of the special meeting notice. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item, 4, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving modifications to the allocations of ARPA funds at the recommendation of the administration and Guidehouse. So moved. With discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Mr. Fox, do you want to explain briefly what we're doing?
Oh, go
Good
ahead.
afternoon, Council. So, back last week, Friday, I believe it was, we got I had a conversation with Guidehouse, who is our consultant. We have Adam here tonight, or this afternoon, for if you have any questions. And what came up was, as you're aware, when probably a month or two ago, we adopted a resolution and adopted these contracts, MOUs, for various projects. And on your packet, it was for the modular library, Parks and Recreation, the Helmet Park, Parks and Recreation, Wiegand, sidewalk repairs, and then we had an infrastructure line. And so those, what we did was set up these MOUs for each department, had them sign the contracts, and at that point in time, we felt that that was going to be okay, and that committed the funds. And as we're all well aware, the funds have to be committed by December 31st of this year. So the Government Accountability Office reviewed what they felt a commitment of funds was, and they're basically breaking it down to a actual contract. So a contract with a vendor to fix water lines or fix roads, that would be considered committed, or a purchase order. And not that the possibility that the MOUs, they may have been okay, but just given the fact we got a new administration up in Washington, and it looks like they're looking at a lot of ways to try to claw back dollars, our consultants felt it was wise for us to really revise our thoughts on the MOUs and actually allocate them to actual contracts that we currently have. And so in the second part of that, where we're reallocating them to 4 water projects: Frazo, Prospect, Common, and Ryan. So these are existing contracts, and what we're doing is we're just reallocating where the money is going to come from. So now they'll come out of ARPA. And with that, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. This won't change any plans we have.
For like the home assistance and, no, so.
It'll just come from a different fund. No.
Right.
Okay.
So those programs, as soon as we get the program ironed out exactly how we're going to do it, then I'll send over a resolution to commit those funds for the $5 million. It'll be a resolution, you'll adopt it, and then we'll start those programs. The same with Parks and Rec.
Yeah, next year sometime we'll be dealing with those.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody being here. I know we had to get this done in a hurry, and thanks to all the council members that were able to get here. Mr. Boyke had an appointment that he couldn't change,
Yeah.
but he would have if he had to, but we have plenty of
No,
people here, so we appreciate
We
it.
appreciate that you were able to set up the special meeting.
Madam President, through the chair.
Mr. Dwyer.
Yeah, just to be reassured here, so then that $5 million, that $5 million is secure?
That is correct, it's secure.
Okay.
Like I said,
So
once
it's
the
safe.
program parameters get put in place, we'll prepare a resolution to commit those funds to that program.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Any other discussion?
Madam President,
Mr. Lafferty?
with Guidehouse being here, there was a risk rating that you had provided, a risk matrix. And could you just briefly describe, I know that we did as Mr. Fox advised about the memorandum of understanding, those you're rating as the highest risk. Were other municipalities exposed to this same amount of risk, and have they taken similar actions?
Correct. So a number of our clients fell somewhere with their MOUs across the spectrum there when it comes to risk. It depends on the client and the advice that they took and the actions that they were taking. So we've had some that are doing exactly what you're doing, which is allocating the funds towards already signed contracts to look at these initiatives going forward, using other different sources of funding. And then some clients are really sitting and saying, and they want to see the government come and try to take their money back. So, so there is also a spectrum of response when it comes to our clients.
That's exactly where I was going to. I wanted to just see where we fell on the spectrum in comparison to other communities, and had others taken the same. I'm certainly not willing to test the waters here, and don't see any reason to challenge. So, and it looks like, based on what you're saying, this moves us from the highest risk to the lowest risk category.
Correct. So the monies would now be, according to the GAO, properly obligated before the deadline of December 31st to the GAO. So while the GAO letter is non-binding, our opinion is that the GAO letter is a roadmap for clawback of funding in the future in the next Congress, and that these steps are the most prudent steps to take to protect that funding.
Thank you. I have no other questions.
Any additional discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee? Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation.
Fay Baker.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Faye Baker with Baker and Associates. I sent an email earlier this morning. I'm not sure if you guys received it. I am currently working on a couple of developments in South Warren. The first one that we're working on is on Peters Avenue, where our first phase is to build 9 single-family detached homes for sale. We have been working very diligently on it. We received a grant from the state. And I know that you guys have ARPA funds available. And so my question or my goal is really to see if you guys would be able to participate in the capital stack. We have a very small gap, $25,000 per home, that we would use to ensure that, we keep the costs low, because our goal is to assist 60% AMI all the way up to workforce housing, which would include 120% AMI. And of course, they don't need as much help. And also down payment assistance. If some of those funds that you guys have available, if we could earmark those for down payment assistance for homeowners, for people to become homeowners and make it more advantageous for them to want to have their residence in South Warren, that would be amazing. So right now we have 38 houses that we're going to build. We're starting off with the 9. We just acquired additional land that we have land control over off of DeQuinder and 9 Mile, which is 19 acres of land, which we would love to do a development there as well. So I know that you guys have a you want to increase home ownership, you want to change the landscape and start investing in South Warren, and we want to do that as well. So anything that City Council can do to help, of course, we'd appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you. That is the end of audience. Next item.
Motion to adjourn.
Support Lafferty.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.